We're on the home stretch of the 2022 season for the Edenton Steamers. 10 games remaining, and 5 of those games coming against the Tarboro River Bandits, the team that's given the Clams the most trouble this season. Tonight is another battle for first place in the PCL, as most of the games between these two have shaped up to be. The Bandits have won the last 3 games between the teams and lead the season series 5-2 over the Steamers in 2022. Hello and welcome into this broadcast of Edenton Steamers Baseball on the Steamers YouTube channel. We're live from Tarboro Municipal Stadium. I'm Luke Milai, where tonight the Clams will look to get back on the winning track. They're looking to just play a complete game. The Steamers have had 4 consecutive games lost due to rain. Their last game was against the River Bandits 5 days ago on July 12th, and that was a 14-1 loss, a game the Steamers want to get the taste of out of their mouth. And they're back here in Tarboro, where they've won just 1 time this season in 4 tries. They've lost the last couple here in Tarboro. We were actually here a couple of days ago, and as the bus was pulling up to the field, we got the call that the game was rained out for the night. So the Steamers, it's been a long time coming here back in Tarboro. It's Porter Brady on the mound for the River Bandits. The Steamers have seen him before, and it's Bryce Stevens leading off for the Steamers. The Bandits have seen him a ton as well. We're just about ready to get underway here in Tarboro. Brady, his first pitch, taken and just misses to Stevens, and we're underway. It's the 2nd consecutive game that Stevens has led off for the Steamers after Chase Bruno had led off every game he'd played this season. As that one's down low, 2-0. A lot of energy coming from the Steamers dugout tonight. As Stevens is ahead in the count to some roars from the Steamers dugout. The 2-0. Swung on line into left center field. That'll get down for a hit. Moses is over to cut it off, and Bryce Stevens leads off with a single here in Tarboro. Not sure if you can hear, but there is a louder crowd and a more full crowd than usual on the Steamers side of things here in Tarboro, nearly filling up the area behind the dugout. That includes GM Tyler Russell, his family, athletic trainer Courtney Phelps and her family, and plenty more are here to support the Steamers as they look for a win to get into first place. Chase Bruno up to the plate now for Edenton. As Brady moves into the stretch. First pitch is going to hit Bruno on the shoulder, and the Steamers have 2 aboard very quickly here in the first. Chase Heath goes out and talks a bit with Porter Brady, and he's right back in as he is to face Tanner Thatch. A perfect start for the Steamers, putting 2 on for the man that may be the hottest Steamer of them all. He hasn't played since July 2nd. Thatch back in the lineup. Thatch takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Tanner Thatch, I mentioned that long layoff. He had to go to UNC Wilmington during the week, and he was able to come back on weekends, but for the last 5 games that he could have played in on weekends, they were rained out. So the Steamers have been unfortunate and unlucky in missing Thatch in some of those games, as he takes for a called strike, 1-1. And they finally get him back tonight, and it has a lot of potential to be his last game with the Steamers, with the Major League Baseball draft looming starting tonight. Thatch with potential to be picked at some point in the draft over the next couple of days. He'll swing and foul that one straight back, 1-2. Before that long layoff, Thatch was on some kind of heater. In his last 6 games, he had knocked in 17 runs over those 6 games. He leads the team with 23 RBIs in total, and he leads the team with 6 home runs. So certainly happy to have him back in the order. 1-2 the count with Brady. The pitch to Thatch. He'll send that one high down the right field line, tailing towards the corner, and it is a foul ball. If it was fair, it would have been gone. The Steamers dugout erupted. That'll put something in the back of Brady's mind on this next pitch, as Thatch got a lot of it, but it tailed foul right off of the bat. 1-2 the count. Stevens down at second, Bruno over at first. Still nobody out here in the first. Tanner Thatch trying to get the Steamers off to a good start. The 1-2, runners go. Thatch swings and misses, throw down to third is not in time. The Steamers complete a double steal there to put two in scoring position as Thatch is down swinging for out number one. Clams in a fantastic position here for Nate Paulson, who comes up to the plate with two in scoring position, less than 2 outs. And now this was something the Steamers struggled with the last time they were in Tarboro. They stranded 7 runners in scoring position the last time they were here, 5 of them with less than 2 outs. As Paulson fouls that one back, 0-1. It's a big point of emphasis from Justin Hill. The Steamers struck out 21 times the last time they were here. And of those runners that were stranded, 3 of them were at third base with less than 2 outs, where usually if you can just put the ball in play, that run's going to come home. 0-1 to Paulson, the pitch. He'll poke it the other way, fouled on the first base side. 0-2 the count. Nate Paulson hitting .316 this season, and that cleanup spot tonight out in center field. He's tied for 4th on the Steamers with 12 RBIs. He's got a couple men out on the bases with less than 2 outs here in the first. In one of the biggest games of the season for Edenton. Brady's ready. The 0-2 pitch. Inside for a ball. 1-2 the count to Paulson. The Steamers have seen Brady on the mound before. It's his second start of the year, and both have come now against Edenton. He's thrown 11 innings this season with a 5.06 ERA. And Paulson lines that one the other way, fouled on the right field line. We'll do it again at 1-2. There's 2 on against Brady. Bryce Stevens led things off with a single, and Chase Bruno was hit by a pitch. It's actually the first batter that Brady's hit this season. 1-2 the count to Paulson. He'll poke that one towards the middle. It's softly hit. Moving to his right is Hilton. He'll throw to first. It is not in time. Stevens comes home. It's an infield single and another RBI for Nate Paulson. And the Steamers are out ahead early here in Tarboro. It's 1-0 Edenton. A good 2-strike approach there from Paulson, just putting the bat on the ball. Didn't have to hit it very far. He brings the run home, and the bonus is he beat it out over to first. So now runners at the corner, still just 1 out for Tate Abbott. Abbott chops that one shortly over to first and foul, 0-1 the count. Now Tate Abbott's told me time and time again he loves hitting here in Tarboro. And the stats back it up. He's hitting .500 against the River Bandits in Tarboro Municipal Stadium this season. 7 for 14 overall, a few extra base hits, including one of his home runs. Paulson's off and running from first. The throw's outside. He fakes the throw to second, and the Steamers have another stolen base. Runners at second and third again with just 1 out. The Steamers seem to be as into this game as I've seen of any game all season. Tate Abbott trying to give him another reason to keep cheering. Brady's 1-1 pitch. He'll take it for a called strike at the knees. 1-2 now the count to Tate Abbott. Abbott hitting .277 this season, and he's knocked in 8 runs. A chance to build on that for himself here with 2 in scoring position, less than 2 outs. Brady trying to limit the damage. The 1-2 pitch. On the outside corner, Abbott down looking for out number 2. It's the second strikeout of the inning for Brady, and that'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate. Hipp with Chase Bruno over at third and Nate Paulson down at second, trying not to strand any more base runners tonight. Brady's pitch. Swung on chop towards the middle. Hilton moving in. He'll handle it on some hops. He'll flip it over to first in time. Brady works out of a big jam. The Steamers do get on the board first here in Tarboro. We'll head to the home half of inning number 1. It's Edenton 1, Tarboro nothing. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro Municipal Stadium here for Steamers Baseball on the Steamers YouTube channel. Thank you so much to everyone listening in as we've got our largest Steamers crowd here this season. PA man Tommy Bass to my right. He's one of the men in the crowd tonight as the Steamers took a 1-0 lead in the top half of the first. And it'll be Tanner Thatch on the mound now for the Steamers, here to face against James Moses leading things off for the River Bandits. Moses shows bunt, pulls back. It's across for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Tanner Thatch, it's only his second start of the season. It's his first against Tarboro. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Thatch has primarily been used out of the bullpen. He's the only Steamers pitcher to not allow a run yet this season. He's thrown 11 scoreless innings so far. He's quickly ahead of James Moses, 0-2. Up high, 1-2 the count. Thatch, a unique type of player. The only guy, as mentioned, that hasn't given up a run pitching-wise, but he also leads the team in RBIs and home runs offensively. He does it on both sides of the ball for Edenton. And he starts things off with a strikeout to open up the first inning. James Moses down swinging, the first K of the game for Thatch. And that'll bring Hunter Mclean up to the plate. Thatch's only start this season was at Lakewood Park back on June 21st. He threw 3 scoreless innings, allowed just 2 base runners en route to the win as Mclean sends that one high in the air out to center. Paulson back towards the wall, looking up, and it's gone. The first run of the season allowed by Tanner Thatch, and this game is all tied as Hunter Mclean sent that one out on the first pitch he saw, and it is 1-1 here in Tarboro. The River Bandits have been a home run hitting team against the Steamers this season. They had 7 combined home runs over their last 2 matchups, and they add on another here in the first inning. That'll bring a man who's hit a lot of those home runs, Chase Heath, up to the plate. He'll ground that one over to Chase Bruno at short. He's got it. Throw to first is in time for out number 2. And that'll bring Jarrett May up to the plate now for the River Bandits. This guy never stops hitting home runs. He leads the team with 11 home runs this season. For context, May has 23 total hits. Nearly half of his hits go over the fence. That's a pretty good ratio for anybody. He's the cleanup man, designated hitting tonight for the River Bandits, as he'll take on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Now he may seem like just a power guy, but he hits for a pretty good average, hitting .354 this season. So that one's outside, 1-1 the count. Now May didn't homer the last time these teams played. He had a hit and walked, but he had hit 3 home runs in his last 2 games against Edenton, so it was a good sight to see him not hitting one over the fence. So that one's down low, 2-1. Now the count to May. Not sure how long we'll see Tanner Thatch go tonight. Once again, it's only his 2nd start of the season, and in that start, he went just 3 innings. That game ended up only being 6 innings long due to a late start at Lakewood Park, but nonetheless, Thatch hasn't been forced to pitch too many innings here. He only had 11 coming into tonight. He pitched 73 in his spring season at Perquimans High School. And his longest appearance was back in his first appearance of the season on June 14th. He went 4 innings of relief. And since then, he's had 4 one-inning appearances to go with that 3-inning start. So that one's outside to May. 3-1 now the count to Jarrett May. That's trying to lock in and keep this game tied, as both teams have put a run on the board here in the opening inning. That one comes across for a called strike as May nearly tossed the bat aside. The count fills up to Jarrett May. Thatch is ready. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Just missed up high. Ball 4. It's the first walk of the game issued by Tanner Thatch. It's a 2-out walk for May. And the River Bandits have a man aboard with 2 outs here in the first. The Steamers stranded a couple in scoring position in their half of the first. The River Bandits trying to avoid leaving a man out there at first as Liam McFadden-Ackman comes up to the plate. Thatch to the stretch for the first time tonight. That one comes across for a called strike at the knees of McFadden-Ackman. Liam McFadden-Ackman over at first base tonight, hitting .345 this season for the River Bandits. He'll take the 0-1 for a called strike. Quickly 0-2 the count to McFadden-Ackman. He's got Jarrett May over at first, who walked to reach. Here comes the 0-2. Up high, 1-2 the count. Thatch tried to go a bit quicker that time and maybe catch him off guard as he threw it a bit high. The 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Tanner Thatch earns his 2nd strikeout of the inning to wrap up the first inning. The River Bandits get on the board and tie things up on a solo home run from Hunter Mclean. This will head to inning number 2 here in Tarboro, all tied at 1. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro Municipal Stadium, where we're all tied up at 1 as we're set to begin the top half of the second inning. Case Kermode will lead things off for Edenton against Porter Brady on the mound for his second inning of work. Kermode takes the first pitch for a called strike at the knees, 0-1. 7, 8, 9 due up in the Steamers lineup here in the second, with Kermode hitting in that 7th spot and catching tonight. The 0-1. Way outside. 1-1 the count now to Case Kermode. Kermode hitting .245 this season. He's been hitting a lot better as of late as well. And another hit in the Steamers' last game as he swings and misses at that one. 1-2 now the count to Kermode. Kermode doesn't have a ton of at-bats against Tarboro this season, just 2 for 8, and he's walked 3 times as well. It's the 1-2. Swung on, hit high in the air out towards right. Hoggard moving over to his left towards the line. He's under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Number 13, Alden Cottle.
That'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate with 1 out here in the second. When you talk about Case Kermode heating up, Alden Cottle is another one of those guys that's hit very well as of late. He's got 5 multi-hit games in his last 8 games overall. So swing and miss at that one. 0-1 now the count to Alden Cottle. And the last time the Steamers were here in Tarboro, Cottle had a couple of hits. He knocked in 3 runs that night in what was a 6-5 loss to the River Bandits. That one's outside for a ball, 1-1. The Steamers looking to get some sort of consistency here against the River Bandits. They've lost their last 3 matchups between the two. And the River Bandits are the only team that's beaten the Steamers since June 14th. As that one hits Alden Cottle, it's the second hit batter tonight for Brady, and Cottle's aboard with 1 out here in the second. But early in the season, it was a bit back and forth. The River Bandits won the first 2 matchups, then the Steamers took the next 2, and now it's been all Tarboro lately. They've won the last 3. The Steamers only 1 win here in Tarboro in 4 tries, as Hunter Cole's up to the plate for the first time tonight. First pitch to Cole is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. It's usually a sign of a pretty good lineup when you can have Hunter Cole hitting 9th. Led the Steamers in just about every offensive category last season. The 0-1 pitch is up high. It's dropped momentarily by Heath. Cottle stays at first. 1-1 now the count to Cole. Hunter Cole hitting .209 this season through 22 games for the Steamers. Cole takes that one on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Cole's 0 for his last 7 against the River Bandits this season, looking to get back in the hit category against Tarboro. The 1-2. Swung on, hit hard and fouled on the first base side off the fence, separating the Steamers' bullpen in the field of play. 1-2 the count. As mentioned, the Steamers struck out 21 times the last time they were here. They've struck out twice tonight. Coach Hill tries to emphasize 2-strike approaches, and there's a good example of it there. Cole fouling away a 2-strike pitch, staying alive in the at-bat. Trying to make Porter Brady throw some more pitches. I got a lot of good lefties in this pitching staff for Tarboro. Connor Vukovic, Porter Brady, a couple of them. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's strikeout number 3 for Porter Brady. And it's out number 2 here in the second. Back to the top of the order for Edenton. Bryce Stevens up to the plate. Stevens singled in his only at-bat tonight. He'll take that one down low from Heath, 1-0 the count. Again, it's the second consecutive game that Stevens has led off. It's the third game overall that he's hitting the leadoff spot. He's ahead of Brady 1-0. Pitch. A bit low, below the knees of Stevens. 2-0 now the count. Last time we were here, Stevens went 2 for 4, had a double, knocked in a run. He also reached with a walk, so he's been heating up in Tarboro as of late. Adding on another hit already tonight. The 2-0. A bit low again. 3-0 now the count to Bryce Stevens. Stevens at the plate with Alden Cottle over at first. He was hit by a pitch earlier in the inning. Brady sets up. He's ready. The 3-0. Inside, ball 4. Bryce Stevens walks on 4 pitches. He's reached for the second time tonight, and the Steamers have 2 aboard with 2 outs. That adds on to a team-high 20th walk this season for Bryce Stevens. As Chase Bruno comes to the plate with 2 men on and 2 outs. Bruno was hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw back in the first inning. First pitch. Bruno takes a bit low and off the plate. 1-0 the count. Brady working right around that zone, but just missing a bit beneath it and a bit outside of it to these righties. 1-0 the count. Brady's pitch. Inside, 2-0 the count. That's 6 consecutive balls thrown by Porter Brady. See if Bruno can get something to hit. Bruno has certainly hit a lot this season. He leads the team with over 100 at-bats. He leads the team with 37 hits, and he's hitting .352. He's got the average to back up all those at-bats. The 2-0. At the knees for a called strike, 2-1. Brady needed that strike. To the dismay of the Steamers dugout. The count's now 2-1 as Brady will take a step off. Bruno's 37 hits is 12 more than the next closest. That's Tanner Thatch, who has 25 hits for the Steamers. The 2-1. Down and in, 3-1 the count to Bruno. Brady's already given out a few free passes in this game. He's hit a couple of batters, and he just walked Bryce Stevens. In danger of putting another man on with Tanner Thatch sitting on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on it high and down the line, foul. Into left field, it's up against the wall, but foul. And the count fills up to Chase Bruno. Boy, he got all of that one, but a bit out in front, pulling it foul. As the count's now 3-2 to Chase Bruno. Alden Cottle at second, Bryce Stevens at first. They'll be off on the pitch. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. The 4th strikeout of the game for Porter Brady, and for the 2nd straight inning, the Steamers strand a couple on the bases. We'll head to the home half of inning number 2 here in Tarboro, all tied up at 1. The new 2022 Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order, stop by Sound Feet Shoes of Edenton, or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at Historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up some of the brand new Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at Historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro Municipal Stadium as we're set to begin the bottom half of inning number 2. Each team got on the board in the first inning, and that's what leaves us tied here as we're in the second. Steamers got on the board thanks to an RBI infield single from Nate Paulson, and for Tarboro was a solo home run from Hunter Mclean. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due up in the Tarboro lineup. In the second, Ty Barongo will lead things off for the River Bandits. And once again for the Steamers, it's Tanner Thatch on the mound in his second inning of work and his second start of the season. Thatch from the windup, his first pitch. Outside, 1-0 the count. Barongo over at shortstop tonight for the River Bandits, where he's been in most of the matchups between the teams this season. That one's up high for a ball. 2-0 the count to Barongo. Barongo hitting .313 this season, as we'll chop that one over to Chase Bruno. He's got it. Throw to first in time. One down here in the second. That'll bring Harrison Johnson up to the plate now for Tarboro, the third baseman tonight for the River Bandits. We've seen him all over the place. I was talking to the River Bandits announcer, Carter Hill, and he was telling me how Johnson can play all over the field, every outfield position, most of the infield positions. He was over in right field the last time these teams played. He's at third base tonight. As he takes down low on the first pitch he sees, 1-0 the count. Johnson, the first River Bandit in this lineup, hitting below 300. He's hitting .235. He'll take a called strike, 1-1. But those numbers don't mean much to Johnson. He had a long 2-run home run in the last match between these teams at Historic Hicks Field. As that one floats in for a called strike, 1-2. One of 2 home runs he has against the Steamers this season. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Just got it as Thatch fired that one in. He was a bit late, but got enough of it to stay alive in the at-bat. But overall for Johnson, he's knocked in 4 runs against the Steamers this season, all coming on those 2 home runs. Threats from top to bottom in this Tarboro lineup. That one's hit high in the air out to right center field. Moving over from center is Nate Paulson. He's under it to make the catch for out number 2.
The right fielder, number 22, Dane Hoggard.
That'll bring Dane Hoggard up to the plate now for the River Bandits with 2 outs here in the second. Now, when these teams played 5 days ago in Edenton, Dane Hoggard was the only available position player on the bench for Tarboro. He never got in the game because, really, unless there was an injury, they didn't want to have to use him. As that one's down low. 1-0 the count to Hoggard, but he's in the starting lineup tonight. He's the one out in right field for the River Bandits in this game, with Johnson over at third. Hitting in that 8th spot is Hoggard. He's ahead 1-0 against Thatch. That one's up high. 2-0 now the count to Dane Hoggard. Hoggard hitting just .116 through 18 games for the River Bandits. As the last couple spots in their lineup slow down a bit in terms of average, in terms of power, but can't take any part of this River Bandits lineup lightly. As that one's a bit off the plate. 3-0 now the count to Hoggard. That one's up and away from Thatch. It's ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk for Dane Hoggard. He's aboard with 2 outs here in the second.
The second baseman, number 3, Zeke Hilton.
Thatch already with 2 walks tonight. He came into this game with just 1 walk all season. As the River Bandits trying to be patient here. As Zeke Hilton's up to the plate now for Tarboro. Thatch from the stretch. His first pitch to Hilton is across for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Hilton hitting 9th, where we saw him the last time these teams played. Is the 0-1's a bit up. 1-1 the count now to Hilton. Hilton hitting 175 as he'll take a ball there. 2-1 the count. Hasn't had a ton of success swinging the bat against Edenton this season, but he was able to reach 3 times in their last matchup, walking 3 times. But overall, when he hasn't walked, he's 0 for his last 10 against the Steamers. His last hit between the teams came 4 matchups ago. He went 1 for 4. As he'll hit that one high in the air out to right. Jackson hit moves to his left. He's under it, and he'll make the catch for the final out of inning number 2. Each team goes scoreless in the second. We'll head to the third here in Tarboro, all tied at 1. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro for this broadcast of Steamers baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Milai as the Clams are tied 1-1 with the River Bandits through a couple of innings. We're set to begin the top half of the third. 3, 4, and 5 in the order due up for Edenton. And it starts with Tanner Thatch. And he'll line the first pitch he sees the other way into left field for a base hit. It's the first hit of the night for Tanner Thatch. It's hit number 3 for the Steamers. And they've got the leadoff man aboard here in the third. That'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate. He brought home the only run of the night for Edenton. An infield hit on a slow chopper back towards the middle. Brought Bryce Stevens home from third, and Paulson was able to beat out the throw to first. First pitch to Paulson. He'll take it outside for a ball, 1-0. Again, it's our largest crowd in person here in Tarboro from a Steamers perspective. The whole right side of Tarboro Municipal Stadium filled with Steamers chairs. A lot of energy from the Steamers dugout tonight as well as Paulson swings and misses. But once again, thank you to all of you listening in and watching and following along on the YouTube channel. As usually these Tarboro games draw the most attention, and rightfully so. The biggest competitor, the biggest rival here in the Premier Collegiate League for Edenton. 1-1 pitch. Paulson lays off, and it's called a strike very late. 1-2 the count. Paulson looked like it was a good eye, and now 1-2 the count now with Porter Brady. The 1-2. Paulson sends that one high in the air out to center. Moving back is Moses. He's right at the wall, and he'll make the catch for a long out number 1 here in the third. Moses had his back right up against that center field wall and had just enough space to make the catch. And that'll bring Tate Abbott up to the plate now for Edenton. Brady's pitch. Abbott takes outside, 1-0 the count. Tate Abbott struck out looking his only time up. That was back in the first. He's got Tanner Thatch over at first base, who singled. 1-0 is swung on and missed by Abbott. Brady had a little extra oomph behind that one. 1-1 the count. Tate Abbott in his favorite ballpark to hit aside from historic Hicks Field. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled away. 1-2 now the count to Abbott. And the Steamers haven't done too much traveling to other ballparks aside from Tarboro this season. They've gone to Lakewood Park a few times in Norfolk, Virginia. They've taken on the Clayton Clovers in Clayton, and they've traveled up to Wake Forest to take on the Fungo. But those are the only road trips they've had other than coming to Tarboro Municipal Stadium, as that one's outside. 2-2 to Abbott. Again, the Steamers have lost their last 3 to the River Bandits. They're 2-5 against Tarboro this season. Trying to turn the tide here tonight. 2-2 the count to Abbott. The pitch. Abbott fouls that one straight back. We'll do it again at 2-2. And again, as been the case with most games between these teams, the winner will take first place, as these teams have gone back and forth for that first spot most of the season. But the Greenbrier Knights in third. 2-2. Abbott waits on it, barely gets enough of it to foul it off. 2-2 the count. Heath unable to hang on. It was nearly a foul tip, strike 3, but Abbott has another life here with the count 2-2. Abbott against Brady. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Abbott. Strikeout number 5 for Porter Brady. And it's out number 2 here in the third, as Brady wins that battle. That'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate with 2 outs here in the third inning. Hipp's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out over to second base, his only time at the plate. First pitch, Hipp sends that one high in the air out to center. Moving back is Moses to the wall, and it's gone! Jackson Hipp with a 2-run home run to put the Steamers back ahead. It's 3-1 Edenton. It's his second straight game here in Tarboro that he's gone yard. And a lot of excitement from the Steamers. A lot of clams out to greet Mr. Hipp. It's 3-1 Edenton. It's Hipp's third home run of the season and the first of the night for Edenton. So the Steamers take advantage of that leadoff single from Tanner Thatch. They bring him home. They also give Thatch a bit of run support as Case Kermode will come to the plate. Brady back to the windup. Here's his first pitch. That one spit off the plate, missed by Heath. 1-0 the count. And again, that energy has been on another level tonight from the Steamers dugout, something we haven't seen of this nature all season. The 1-0 pitch. Kermode takes outside for a ball. 2-0 as Heath tried to bring that one back across the outer corner. As the home plate umpire asks the River Bandits dugout to settle down a bit. The 2-0. Swung on, fouled straight back into the netting. 2-1 now the count to Kermode. Kermode flew out on his only at bat tonight. He's up with 2 outs here in the third. The 2-1. He'll wait on it. Slow chopper over towards third. Going to be a tough play for Johnson. He's in and he can't get the throw away. Had a tough time transitioning it out of his glove. Kermode was flying down the line. They gave it an infield hit for Case Kermode, his first hit of the night. And it's hit number 5 for Edenton in the game. That'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate. With 2 outs here in the third, the Steamers with 3 hits in the inning. 2 runs already on the board here in the third. Cottle trying to keep the line moving. As he'll take on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Cottle was hit by a pitch in his only plate appearance tonight. One of 2 batters that Brady's hit in this game. The 0-1, Kermode's off and running. Swing and a miss from Cottle. Throw just goes back to the mound. And I think Heath wanted it to go all the way through, and Brady caught it. Another stolen base for Edenton. It's their 4th of the night. So now Cottle's got a man in scoring position with 2 outs. But he's behind in the count 0-2. The 0-2 from Brady. Down in the dirt for a ball. 1-2 the count. Last time the Steamers were here in Tarboro, Cottle knocked in 3 runs that game. And what was a 6-5 loss for the Steamers. They're trying to get back on the winning side. Their last game being a 14-1 loss to these River Bandits. Steamers haven't played since July 12th. They've had 4 consecutive games rained out. Maybe that's where all this energy is coming from. It's all pent up. The 1-2 to Cottle. Kermode's heading for third. That one's outside. Throw to third is not in time. Case Kermode flying around the bases. He's now 90 feet away with 2 outs here in the third. Kermode came into this game with no stolen bases this season. He's got 2 here in the inning. Trying to make things easy on Alden Cottle. Trying to extend on a 2-run lead. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, fouled away, and we'll do it again at 2-2. It's been a long inning for Porter Brady. This is the 6th batter he's faced. 2 runs have come across. He's allowed 3 hits. Trying to finish it off here against Cottle. The 2-2. Inside, it hits Cottle. It's the 2nd time Alden's been hit tonight. It's the 3rd batter that Brady's hit in the game. And the Steamers have runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the third. Now a slow walk out to the mound as the River Bandits trying to settle things down. They've got some action up in the bullpen. Still early for Tarboro. And they've gotten some good starts from their guys against Edenton. Remember, they only gave up 1 run the last time these teams met up. The Steamers hitting well already tonight. Once again, 5 hits, 3 runs, including a 2-run home run from Jackson Hipp. It's Hunter Cole coming up to the plate, hitting 9th in the Steamers lineup tonight. The Steamers doing a lot of this damage with 2 outs. The Hipp home run came with 2 outs. Kermode singled right after him, and Cottle was hit by a pitch. Those also came with 2 outs in the inning. Hunter Cole at the plate for Edenton. Runners at the corners. Brady's pitch. Taken right at the knees of Cole for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Cole struck out on his only at bat tonight. The 0-1, off and running is Cottle. That one's in the dirt for a ball, and Cottle has swiped second. The 5th stolen base of the night for Edenton as the count's now 1-1. As the Steamers, they must see something with Porter Brady, as they have been as aggressive as I've seen in any game here tonight. 5 stolen bases. We're just 3 innings into this game. Cole now with 2 in scoring position. The 1-1. Across for a called strike. 1-2 the count. Now to Hunter Cole, as he tries to keep this inning moving. The 7th batter that Brady's faced here in the 3rd. The 1-2. Down low for a ball. 2-2 the count as Cole keeps the at-bat moving. Pardon me, the Steamers have 6 stolen bases already in this game. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Across for a called strike 3. Cole very unhappy, and Hunter Cole has been ejected from this game. Cole, the first Steamer we've seen ejected this season, and Justin Hill's going to have to find a replacement for his left fielder here tonight. The Steamers leave 2 in scoring position here to wrap up the 3rd. They do retake the lead on a 2-run bomb from Jackson Hipp. We'll head to the home half of inning number 3 with Edenton ahead 3-1. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro Municipal Stadium here for the bottom half of inning number 3 with the Steamers out ahead 3-1 thanks to a 2-run home run from Jackson Hipp. The Steamers make the substitution for Hunter Cole, who was ejected in the top half of the 3rd. It's Tyler West out in left field now for Edenton. And we're back to the top of the order for the River Bandits. James Moses up to the plate, with Tanner Thatch still on the bump for Edenton. First pitch to Moses is taken for a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Thatch has thrown 2 innings, allowed 1 run on 1 hit. That was a solo home run from Hunter Mclean. He's also walked a couple, but neither of them came around to score. 1-1 the count to Moses. That one is swung on and missed. 1-2. James Moses struck out, swinging his first and only time up against Tanner Thatch, who's into his 3rd inning on the mound. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hit out towards right field. It'll drop in front of Jackson Hipp, who plays it on a hop. It's a leadoff single for James Moses to begin the third, and that'll bring Hunter Mclean to the plate. The first leadoff man to reach in the 3 innings for the River Bandits tonight. Hunter Mclean at the plate with Moses over at first. Thatch back in the stretch. That one swung on and missed, 0-1. Once again, Mclean is the only RBI tonight for Tarboro at a solo home run to put them on the board, and at that time tie things up 1-1. As Moses dove back into first, he seems a bit slow to get up, had to call for time. He's got the little sliding glove on his left hand. Looks like a bit of an oven mitt, but it's to protect those fingers diving into bases. As the count's 0-1 Mclean. Thatch is ready. And he'll throw over to first, maybe make Moses think about diving right back in. As the count will remain 0-1. That one is on the outside corner. 0-2 now the count to Mclean. That home run for Hunter Mclean was just his second of the season for Tarboro. So they found a lot of power against Edenton this season. The 0-2, and Thatch has Moses hung up. Throw goes to first. Abbott trying to run him to the bag. He's in a rundown. They throw over to first. Thatch will throw to second. Trailing and tagging him for the final out is Bryce Stevens. A good pickoff move from Tanner Thatch. Takes Moses off the bases, and it's out number 1 here in the third. Thatch has one of the best pickoff moves on this staff. I've mentioned it in the past that he's a guy where when he lifts that leg, and usually when guys would be getting a secondary lead, they're hopping back to the base because they're unsure. That time Moses got a bit too far off, and Thatch able to catch him. The 0-2, down in the dirt for a ball, 1-2 the count. And Tate Abbott did a good job at the beginning of that rundown. Moses tried to guess when Abbott was going to throw it. He turned around, and Abbott still had the ball, running him as close to second as he could and making it easier to finish off the rundown as that one's fouled off into the River Bandits dugout. 1-2 the count. Moses had only the second hit of the game so far for Tarboro, and he runs himself into out number 1. The River Bandits haven't had too much offense so far through the first couple innings. As Thatch is ready with the 1-2. Just misses outside. 2-2 the count. Thatch took something off of it, tried to place it on that outside corner, and will do it now at 2-2. Outside, count fills up. Good at bat here for Mclean, who is behind 0-2. He's now had the count fill up 3-2. Thatch doesn't walk a lot of guys. He'd only walked 1 through his first 11 innings this season before walking 2 in the first couple innings tonight. Here comes that 3-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded over towards third. Under the diving Alden Cottle. Into left field for a 1-out hit.
Number 24, Chase Heath.
That out from James Moses looming a bit larger here now with back-to-back hits, but 1 out in the inning as Chase Heath will come up to the plate. Heath up for the second time tonight. Grounded out in his only at-bat. He's got Mclean over at first. That one is a bit low, 1-0 the count. And There was another example there with Tanner Thatch when he's got a man on base, as he was just staring Hunter Mclean down the whole way, and Mclean was leaning back towards the base. 1-0 pitch is hit high in the air out to center field. Moving back is Paulson towards the wall, looking up, and this game is tied. Stop me if you've heard this before. Chase Heath, another home run against the Steamers. It's his 4th home run against Edenton in their last 3 matchups. And we're all tied up. It's 3-3. It's the 2nd home run of the game for Tarboro. And it's now 3-3 here in the 3rd. They're a team that'll hit a lot of home runs, so if you're not ahead by enough, they can certainly put runs on in a hurry. That is their 30th home run of the season. They came into this game with 24 games played and 28 home runs. As the man that's accounted for a lot of them now up to the plate, Jarrett May, steps into the box. May walked in his only appearance tonight as he'll take inside 1-1. May with 11 of those 30 home runs for Tarboro. Over a third of those bombs belong to him. And he'll hit that one high in the air, and he's added on out to deep left center field. That ball is long gone over the American flag out in left center field. And after a couple of swings of the bat, Tarboro is ahead 4-3. Back-to-back home runs for the River Bandits. They've got 3 home runs tonight. It is now 4-3 Tarboro. That's how fast it can happen. That's 4 consecutive hits to open up the 3rd inning for the River Bandits. They've put 3 on the board in the inning to take the lead for the first time tonight. That'll bring Liam McFadden-Ackman up to the plate now against Thatch, and he'll take a bit low for a ball. 1-0 the count. McFadden-Ackman struck out looking in his only at-bat tonight. He'll send that one out towards right field. Moving in his hip. He's under it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Tanner Thatch trying to settle in on the mound with his team behind by just 1. Steamers offense isn't bad themselves. They'll be back at the top of the order to begin the 4th, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the final lead change we see in this game as Ty Barongo steps up to the plate. That one's across for a called strike, 0-1 to Barongo to begin the at-bat. Barongo grounded out in his only at-bat in this game, as he'll take that one for a called strike in the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 to Ty Barongo. Thatch quickly is ready from the windup. Here comes the 0-2. A bit low, 1-2 now the count to Barongo. Barongo coming off a 1-for-4 game against the Steamers where he had a double for his only hit as he fouls that one straight back to stay alive at 1-2. Barongo's got a hit in his last 3 games against the Steamers, all for extra bases. He's got a couple of doubles and 1 3-run home run. The 1-2 pitch. A bit outside and a bit low. 2-2 now the count to Barongo. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3 straight balls from Thatch, and the count's filled up now to Barongo. The 6th batter that Thatch has had to face in the inning. He started the inning against the top of the order for the 2nd time through. Here's the 3-2. Outside ball 4. It's the third walk issued tonight by Tanner Thatch. And Tarboro has a man aboard with 2 outs in the third, looking to add a bit more on. The River Bandits now have 10 home runs in their last 3 games against the Steamers. A lot of power in those bats. First pitch now to Harrison Johnson is on the inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Johnson flew out his only time tonight as Thatch hits him right on the back. Back-to-back men aboard now for the River Bandits. As they try and start a 2-out rally, there's 2 men on with 2 outs. As head coach Justin Hill take a jog out to talk with Thatch. This has all happened in a bit of a hurry. There's a lot of stretching and moving going on in the Steamers bullpen, but nobody up and throwing. So a long conversation between Hill, Thatch, and Kermode. Again, it's only Thatch's second start of the season. And all 4 runs tonight are the first 4 runs he's given up all season. He had gone 11 scoreless innings to start this season. And Hill will take the walk back. The Steamers, again, they're just trying to get back in the win column. Again, 4 straight games canceled due to rain. Their last win came on July 11th against the Greenbrier Knights. They've had more games canceled in the month of July than they've played, as both runners steal and both runners are in. And the River Bandits giving the Steamers a taste of their own medicine. Runners at second and third now with 2 outs for Dane Hoggard. Steamers have had 7 games canceled due to rain this month. They've played 5 in July. As now it's Ty Barongo at third, Harrison Johnson at second. Dane Hoggard at the plate as Tanner Thatch tries to keep this at just a 1-run ball game. So now he'll have a chat with Case Kermode. Slow walk back for Kermode as Thatch trying to collect himself. There's only been 1 man that's hit into an out this inning, as Thatch caught James Moses on the bases for out number 1, and Liam McFadden-Ackman flew out for the second out. The 0-1 is a bit off the plate. 1-1 now the count to Hoggard. Hoggard's the 8th batter in this inning that Thatch has faced. Trying to make him the 8th and final. The 1-1. Taken in the dirt for a ball. 2-1 the count. Hoggard walked in his only plate appearance earlier tonight. 1 of 3 walks issued by Thatch in the game. As he's up to 59 pitches now through 3 innings. The 2-1. Taken for a called strike, 2-2 the count. Tanner Thatch 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. A long stare in, 2-2 the count. The pitch. On the outside corner, called strike 3. Tanner Thatch, a big strikeout to get out of the 3rd inning, his 3rd strikeout of the game. The River Bandits take the lead here in inning number 3. They put 3 on the board in the inning thanks to a couple of home runs. We'll head to the 4th here in Tarboro with the River Bandits ahead 4-3. The Steamers are proud to announce that Venture Tours, the official travel partner of the team for the 2022 season. Venture Tours is a family-owned business specializing in motor coach transportation. The owners have been in the motor coach industry for more than 40 years. A mixture of hard work and family legacy helped to create Venture Tours, one of the most successful motor coach companies in Hampton Roads, Coastal Virginia. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit VentureBusTours.com. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro, where we've had a lot of offense here through the first 3 innings. 7 total runs on the board, 12 total hits between the teams. The Steamers lead in the hits department 7-5, but they trail in the run department 4-3. So we're back to the top of the order. Bryce Stevens at the plate for Edenton. He'll take for a called strike to begin the inning from Porter Brady, who's back on the mound for his 4th inning. He started and has pitched in all 4 innings so far for Tarboro. The 0-1 is chopped over towards short. Barango moves in. He's going to throw on the run in time for out number 1. That'll bring Chase Bruno up to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. Bruno's reached once in a couple of plate appearances in this game. He was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning, and he struck out in his 2nd at bat. So it's his 3rd time against Porter Brady. Bruno fouls that one to the right side and out of play. 0-1 the count. Chase Bruno was the Steamers' only source of offense the last time these teams played back on July 12th in a 14-1 loss. Bruno knocked in the only run in that game. And he'll line that one foul on the first base side, 0-2. Bruno obviously getting some more help tonight. The RBI single for Nate Paulson and the 2-run home run from Jackson Hipp account for the 3 runs for Edenton in this game. 0-2 the count. Brady from the windup, the pitch. Down in the dirt, hopped a whole foot before home plate as the count moves to 1-2. Bruno's got a hit in 4 consecutive games. He's got a hit in all 4 games so far in July. This is the 5th game of July for Edenton. The 1-2. Fouled away by Bruno. He'll stay alive at 1-2. Just got the end of the bat on it. Bruno had set the Steamers record with a 21-game hit streak earlier in this season. He went 2 games without a hit, and he's right back on track with the 4 hits tonight. So he's got a hit in all but 2 games for Edenton. As that one again hops well before home plate for a ball. 2-2 the count. And those numbers have shown, again, Bruno leads the team with 37 hits, hitting .352, getting on base at a .420 clip. Second on the team with 17 RBIs. He's been one of the best guys on this offense this season. And he barely throws out the end of the bat again to poke that one foul to the 3rd base side and stay alive at 2-2. Trying to run that pitch count of Porter Brady up. He's up over 72 pitches in this game. Here's the 2-2. Swung on back towards the middle. Barango to his left. He's got it. Throw to first. In time. A nice defensive play from Ty Barango back near the middle. And there's 2 outs here in the 4th. We've seen Chase Bruno make some great defensive plays at shortstop himself, so he sort of feels what some other guys have felt against him out there. As Tanner Thatch up to the plate now for Edenton. Thatch 1 for 2 in this game. Led off the 2nd inning, or the 3rd inning, pardon me, with a single. And came around to score on the hip home run. So that one's in there for a called strike. That just started this game on the mound and gone 3 innings against the River Bandits' lethal offense. As he takes that one a bit outside, 1-1 the count. And again, potentially it's Thatch's potential final game here in Edenton. Obviously a lot going on with the MLB draft over the next couple days, and a lot goes into that. He'd have to get picked and then he'd have to sign. So still a lot of details to be sorted out, but there is a chance that Tanner Thatch could make history as he pokes that one into left field for his second hit of the night. Both have gone the opposite way. Tanner Thatch puts a man aboard with 2 outs here in the 4th. And that'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate with 2 outs in the inning. It's now the 8th hit of the game so far for Edenton. Trying to have more runs to show for it. Paulson knocked in the first run of this game. So he'll take that one outside, 1-0. He had an infield hit on a slow chopper back towards the middle to put Edenton ahead 1-0 way back in the first. As Brady will throw over to first. He's now up to 85 pitches in this game, so he's most likely nearing the end of his time tonight. In the last game he started against Edenton, he went 3 2/3, allowed 7 hits and 4 runs in that game, so he's right around the same point with 8 hits and just 3 runs. That one comes across for a called strike to Paulson. So Brady, in what is most likely his final, looking for what would be his final out of the game. The 1-1. Lined on a couple hops back towards the middle. Barango's got it. He flips to second for the final out of the inning. The Steamers leave a man over at first here in the 4th. We'll head to the bottom half of inning number 4 in Tarboro with the River Bandits ahead 4-3. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro here in the bottom half of the fourth. We have our first pitching change of the night for either side. Blake Gibson into the game to take over for Tanner Thatch, who went the first 3 innings of this game, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, and 3 long home runs for the River Bandits. And they're a team that'll hit a lot of them. They're up to 30 home runs this season. And Blake Gibson, for him, it's his first appearance out of the bullpen this season, as his 6 prior appearances have all been starts, and he'll face Zeke Hilton to start off the inning, 1-0. The River Bandits have 9, 1-2 in the order due up here in the fourth. For Blake Gibson, once again, he had made 6 starts this season as that one's inside. He had thrown 26 2/3 innings, compiled a 2-1 record, an ERA just over 3. And he'll try and come in and settle things down. And with the Steamers having 4 straight rained-out games, pretty much everyone in that pen is available. As the count's 2-1 to Hilton. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary, especially in a game of this magnitude against an opponent like Tarboro. It's the only team that's been really competitive consistently with the Steamers. As Chase Bruno's got that grounder, he'll throw out Hilton at first for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down now for Blake Gibson, but now he's got to go up against the top of this order for the River Bandits. It's the 3rd time through offensively for Tarboro. In their 2nd time through against Tanner Thatch, the first 4 hitters in the lineup had a hit, including 2 home runs. So we'll see if Gibson can have a little more success. He's going up against James Moses. Moses takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Moses is 1 for 2 so far tonight, singled in his last at bat. He'll take that one down low, 2-0 the count. Moses reached with a single to lead off the last inning, but was eventually picked off on the bases by Thatch. The 2-0 pitch floats across for a called strike. 2-1 now to James Moses. Moses had a real good night the last time these teams met up as he takes outside. He went 4 for 5, knocked in a run and scored a couple times. He also reached on a walk. So a lot of the guys like Chase Heath received a lot of recognition for the home runs, but James Moses might have had the best game out of every River Bandit. As he reaches for the 2nd time tonight, James Moses draws a 1-out walk. He's aboard as Hunter Mclean comes to the plate. So the first walk issued by Gibson tonight is McLean's at the plate. He's 2 for 2 at a solo home run back in the 1st. And singled in his last at bat. Gibson's first pitch is across for a called strike, 0-1. Blake Gibson's last appearance on the mound was against these River Bandits. He started back on July 5th, allowed 4 runs on 8 hits and 3 2/3. As that one's across for a called strike, 0-2 the count. The top of this order is where a lot of the damage comes from for Tarboro. Gibson trying to change that as he throws over on Moses. He's back in safely. He's out ahead of Hunter Mclean, 0-2. He'll peek over at Moses. A long stare, and time is called just as Gibson was about to get going. And the count will remain 0-2. The Steamers have not lost a game to an opponent other than Tarboro since June 14th against the Norfolk Redbirds, as Gibson will throw over again. 5 of the team's 7 losses this season have come at the hands of the River Bandits. But despite all that, the Steamers, a win tonight would put them in first place Gibson throws over on Moses a couple more times. As there's a bit of disparity in games played between each team in the PCL, so the Steamers would have a higher win percentage with a win tonight. As that ball's up high, 1-2 the count. Tarboro currently in first place with a 9-3 league record, a .750 win percentage. The Steamers in second at 15-7 with a .682 win percentage. And Gibson will flip this one over this time, as really trying to keep Moses close. One and two the count, the pitch. Swung on, grounded, fouled on the left field line, so we'll do it again at 1-2. Steamers doing a good job of keeping the River Bandits base runners close. Only 2 stolen bases for Tarboro compared to 6 for the Steamers. A lot of it has to do with Tanner Thatch checking up over at first, and now Blake Gibson doing the same. 1-2 the count to Mclean. The pitch outside, 2-2 the count. Gibson tries to settle in, the second pitcher used tonight by Edenton after Tanner Thatch went the first 3 innings. Gibson trying to keep this at a 1-run ball game. The 2-2. Swung on, lined over towards short, over the head of a leaping Chase Bruno into center field. The River Bandits have runners at first and second with 1 out here in the 4th. It's the 3rd hit of the game for Hunter Mclean and the 6th of the game for Tarboro. As Chase Heath will come up to the plate. Heath had a 2-run home run in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 tonight. As that one's a bit high, 1-0. Not that you need too many reminders, but Chase Heath has 4 home runs now in his last 3 games against the Steamers, including his home run tonight. The 1-0. Fouled straight back, 1-1 the count. And again, the River Bandits with 10 total home runs in their last 3 games against the Steamers. Blake Gibson has taken his time here since he's stepped on the mound. A couple of long stares in. The 1-1. Swung on, hit into left field for a base hit. They're going to hold Moses up at third as Tyler West got it in quickly. And the bases are now loaded with 1 out here in the 4th. It's the 2nd hit of the night for Chase Heath. And that'll bring Jarrett May up to the plate. Jarrett May hit one about as far as you can here in Tarboro, out over the American flag in left center field, off one of the houses out there in the trees. And he's got the bases loaded, no open base for Jarrett May. As he swings through the first pitch from Gibson, 0-1. May's reached both times tonight. He's got a solo home run and a walk. Now when he checks his swing, they check it first and they say he didn't go. Count will even up 1-1. Again, May, that home run gave him 12 on the season of the 31 home runs for the River Bandits. He takes that one on the inside corner, 1-2, a perfect pitch from Blake Gibson. And the count now moves to 1-2. Gibson is ready from the windup. The 1-2 pitch. A bit low. 2-2 the count, just below the knees of May. It's James Moses over at third, Hunter Mclean at second, and Chase Heath at first. Jarrett May at the plate, 2-2 the count. Gibson's pitch. Out in the dirt. The count fills up now to Jarrett May. This is going to be a big pitch here for Blake Gibson. He's ready. A long stare in. And he'll step off. No open base, so a walk would score a run, but also putting one in a bad spot could result in a lot more than one run coming home. Here's the 3-2. Outside ball 4, and Jarrett May walks in a run. It's the second run he's brought home in this game. And Tarboro extends the lead. It's now 5-3 River Bandits. The bases remain loaded for Tarboro as Liam McFadden-Ackman's up to the plate. Steamers have now walked 4 as a staff in this game as that one's fouled off of Case Kermode for strike 1, 0-1. Pardon me, that's now 5 walks between Gibson and Thatch on the mound tonight. McFadden-Ackman, an unusual start tonight considering he's 0 for 2. He hits the Steamers very well. Slow chopper over to short. They're only going to have time for 1. The throw to first is in time for out number 2, but the River Bandits bring another run home. It's now 6-3 Tarboro on the RBI ground out from Liam McFadden-Ackman. We've seen them do it with the long ball. They've now done it with a walk and a ground out to bring home a couple more. A 6-3 ball game here in Tarboro as Ty Barango's up to the plate. It's a nice effort from Chase Bruno over at short. It was hit so softly, didn't have a chance to turn 2, but was able to get the out at first. That one's a bit outside. 1-0 now to Barango. Barango's reached once in 2 plate appearances tonight. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. The 1-0 pitch is inside for a ball. 2-0 now the count. It's the 6th batter that Gibson has faced in this inning. It's his first inning of relief. Came in for Tanner Thatch. It's his first inning of relief at all this season as he had started in his 6 prior appearances. That one outside. 3-0 now the count to Ty Barango. He's got Chase Heath over at third and Jarrett May down at second. They've scored 2 in this inning, looking to add on more. The 3-0 pitch taken for a called strike, 3-1. Gibson's now had to throw 30 pitches in this inning. The 3-1. Swung on, fouled, straight back, 3-2. Blake Gibson working back into this count to fill it up. Seven hits now in this game for Tarboro. 6 of those 7 hits coming between the 3rd and 4th innings. That one's lined into left field. Moving over is West, and he'll make the catch. Barango sent that one on a rope, and Tyler West read it beautifully for the final out of the inning. The River Bandits tack on a couple more here in the 4th and extend their lead. It's 6-3 River Bandits. Every year, the Steamers are proud to have the opportunity to raise money for the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. On Friday, July 29th, the Steamers will wear special themed jerseys that'll be auctioned off during the game. Proceeds will go towards the fight to strike out ALS. Catfish Hunter is a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher that lived just a short distance from historic Hicks Field and was even a host family for the Steamers organization back in its inaugural year. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with ALS over 20 years ago, and the Steamers will continue to carry on his legacy and do their part to strike out ALS. We thank you for your support of this great cause. The Jim Catfish Hunter night was initially scheduled for yesterday, July 16th, but with the field unplayable due to the rain a couple of nights before, it's been moved to July 29th. Not a partnership that you want to see missed out on because of the weather, so good they were still able to get a date in place. So once again, that's now Friday, July 29th. Make sure to come out and support that cause as the Steamers are set to bat here in the top of the fifth. Tate Abbott will lead things off for Edenton with the Steamers down by 3. Abbott against Porter Brady, who's back on the mound. As that one will be fouled straight back. 0-1 the count. Brady's gone 4 innings on the mound, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs. He's also struck out 3. He's up to 88 pitches now in this game. 5, 6, and 7 in the order due up for Edenton as Abbott swings and misses at that one. 0-2 the count. Abbott struck out twice tonight, trying to avoid it for a third time as the leadoff man here in the 5th. The 0-2. He barely gets a piece of it. Waited on it just enough to foul it away into the River Bandits dugout. 0-2 still the count to Abbott. Brady with a long stare in. He's ready from the windup. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He gets Abbott swinging for the 3rd time tonight. And it's out number 1 here in the 5th. That'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate. He sent a long 2-run home run out to center field his last time up. The Steamers could use just about anything from him right now. They've got 8 hits total, but trailing 6-3 here in the 5th. Hipp will ground that one the other way to Zeke Hilton. He's got it at second, throw to first in time for out number 2.
Number 17, Case Kermode.
That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate with 2 outs here in the 5th. Kermode showed as much speed as one can show, and the last time he was at the plate, he had an infield hit where he beat it out to first, then he stole second, then he stole third. They weren't able to bring him in, but it's a lot of running for a position that you don't expect a lot of running from, a catcher position, as Kermode takes that for a called strike. Kermode, not your average catcher, has the ability to play the corner outfield positions, played out in right field a bit last season, and played a little bit out there in the 14-1 loss to Tarboro in their last game, as he actually threw a runner out at second from right field. It's the 0-1. He swings and misses. 0-2 the count. Kermode 1 for 2 at the plate tonight. Had that infield hit. He flew out his first time up. As Porter Brady tries to make it through what could be his easiest inning of the night. The 0-2 just misses as a few of the River Bandits in the field were already running off the field. Good eye there from Kermode. 1-2 now the count. That one must have been just off the outside of the plate. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Porter Brady with his 8th strikeout of the night. It's his first 1-2-3 inning of the game against the Steamers offense, as we'll head to the home half of inning number 5 here in Tarboro, with the Clams trailing by 3. Venture Tours is excited to announce the return of their Atlantic City Casino Day trips. You don't have to break your piggy bank to visit Atlantic City for the day. Tickets are $85 and you must be 21 years or older to participate. The trip includes $35 in free slot play at Resorts Casino. These Saturday trips offer exciting escorted trips where you can ride in comfort and luxury. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit VentureBusTours.com. Venture Tours, the official travel partner of the Steamers for the 2022 season. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro, where the Steamers are trying to work out of a hole. They trail 6-3 as we're set to begin the bottom half of the 5th. Another pitching change for head coach Justin Hill and his staff. Nikki Wolking into the game for the first time. Another starter, or another man that's usually a starter, coming in as the relief position. Nikki Wolking following up Blake Gibson, who threw in the 4th inning. For Wolking, he's got 6 starts this season, but he does have experience as a reliever. Did throw an inning and a third of relief back on June 9th against the Suffolk Voyagers. It was a scoreless inning and a third. He got the win that night. And with all these days off, I think Coach Hill is just trying to keep some arms warm, as opposed to giving these starters that are still 4 or 5 days off of their next starting date. You don't want to give them 10 whole days off. So he's getting Wolking, one of his better pitchers and a guy that just needs to throw a bit more. It'll be 7, 8, 9 in the River Bandits order due up against Wolking. It'll start with Harrison Johnson. First pitch to Johnson, a bit outside. 1-0 the count. Wolking leads the team in innings at 36 2/3. He leads the team in wins with 4, leads the team in strikeouts with 37. Doing a lot of things right in his first season here in Edenton. Came from Chowan University. And just a 2.46 ERA, also to his name. 2-0 pitch inside. 3 straight balls to start the outing to Harrison Johnson. 3-0 the count. Johnson's already reached once tonight. He was hit by a pitch and he flew out as well. .30 pitch is across at the knees for a called strike. 3-1 the count. Johnson over at third base defensively tonight for the River Bandits. Wolking's 3-1. Down low, ball 4. That's the 6th walk of the game for Steamers pitching. And another leadoff man aboard for Tarboro to begin the 5th. That'll bring Dane Hoggard up to the plate now for Tarboro. The River Bandits ahead by 3, trying to extend on the lead. Hoggard swings at the first pitch, grounds it to third, could be 2. Cottle gets it to second for 1, throw to first. Is not in time, but the Steamers get the lead runner and they get out number 1. It wasn't hit too hard, and Cottle had a tough time getting it out of the glove immediately, but he does a good job of getting the throw to second. As that'll bring Zeke Hilton up to the plate now with 1 out in the 5th. Hilton 0 for 2 in this game. He's 0 for his last 12 against Edenton. As he'll take for a called strike 0-1. Hilton seems like the one guy in this River Bandits lineup that hasn't figured out the Steamers pitching at some point this season. He's got Hoggard over at first. The 0-1 from Wolking is down low for a ball, 1-1. Hilton over at second for Tarboro, hitting in that 9th spot as he's been the last couple of times these teams have played. 1-1, Wolking throws over and nearly gets Hoggard. Threw it over very quickly and Hoggard barely got back in. We've seen him do a lot of diving back in over there at first. And there's another one, and he barely gets back in. I think Abbott thought they got him. So the Steamers have done a lot of throwovers tonight, trying to keep the River Bandits from taking extra bases. This time, Wolking throws over for the 3rd time. And that one gets through Tate Abbott, and Hoggard thought about taking off for second. Abbott able to run it down and keep him there. That's the 4th consecutive throw over from Wolking. But Wolking, a guy that leads the team in innings pitched, he's only had 3 bases stolen against him this season. So he's doing something right. As the count's 1-1 with Zeke Hilton, that pitch is outside. 2-1 the count. And it's not for nothing. The Steamers have picked off 7 base runners as a staff, make it 8 with Tanner Thatch picking off a runner tonight. So that one's up high. 3-1 now the count to Hilton. They've picked off 8 runners, and they've also caught 30 of the 40 attempted. They've caught 10 of the 40 attempted stolen bases. So again, 25% is a good number. As that one's chopped foul, the count will fill up. So 10 guys thrown out between the duo behind the plate and Jeremiah Boyd and Case Kermode. As Wolking works back into the count, it's 3-2 against Zeke Hilton. That one fought off foul. We'll do it again at 3-2. Hilton did a good job waiting on it and punching it away. Wolking's ready from the stretch. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Nikki Wolking works back into the count and strikes out Hilton. It's his first strikeout of the night. And it's out number 2 here in the 5th. And it's always good to get that second out when the top of the order's coming back up. James Moses at the plate. Leads things off in the River Bandits lineup. It's his 4th time at the plate tonight. He'll show bunt and take for a called strike, 0-1. Moses has reached twice in 3 plate appearances. He singled and walked. He's reached his last 2 times up at the plate. As has each of the top 4 guys in this lineup. He'll take that one for a called strike, 0-2. The first 4 hitters And the River Bandits lineup the last 2 times through are 6 for 6 with 2 walks. So Wolking trying to change that here. As Thatch had a couple tries at it, Gibson had 1 try through the top, and now it's Wolking's turn. The 0-2. Fouled away, 0-2 still the count. And you'd have to think once Justin Hill finds some consistency, you may see him just run with it. You don't want Wolking to throw too many pitches tonight, as, again, you don't want him to miss his next scheduled start, but if he's the first one that can shut down the River Bandits in this game, you're going to run with him for a little bit. 0-2 the count between Wolking and Moses. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, hit high down the line and left. Tyler West sprinting towards the line. He's under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. A scoreless inning of relief for Nikki Wolking on the mound, as we'll head to the 6th here in Tarboro with the River Bandits ahead 6-3. The Edenton Steamers are the greatest show in town. How can we make that any better? Throw in some fireworks. We have 1 fireworks show scheduled for the remainder of the summer, and you can catch it on Saturday, July 30th. Mark your calendars, and we'll see you at the ballpark. That fireworks show, one of 3 scheduled fireworks shows for this season. Already had the first 2, and that one right there at the end of the summer, right before the postseason. So make sure to come out again Saturday, July 30th. A new man on the mound now for the River Bandits. It's Landon Higgerson into the game. After Porter Brady went the first 5, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, struck out 8. Higgerson's first pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up in the Steamers order. Alden Cotto leading things off. That one on the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1 to Cotto. He's reached twice tonight, both on being hit by a pitch on that left shoulder. So he'll swing and miss at that one, 1-2 now the count to Cotto. And Higgerson's last appearance against Edenton, he went an inning of scoreless baseball. That one's chopped over towards third. Johnson's got it, moving to his left. Throw to first is a little bit off the bag. It brought McFadden-Ackman off, and Cottle's in to lead off the 6th. It's the first error of the night for the River Bandits. And the Steamers trying to take advantage of a leadoff man on. Tyler West up to the plate for the first time tonight. He's into the game for Hunter Cole, who was ejected following his second at bat of the game. Had a bit of a disagreement with the home plate umpire on a called third strike. So West trying to take advantage of the opportunity here as he's behind 0-1 to Higgerson. West hitting 179 this season and 28 at-bats. The 0-1 he'll take for a called strike. Throw back to first, not in time to get Cottle. 0-2 now to Tyler West. Last time these teams matched up, West had a couple of at-bats, struck out a couple times. Still looking for his first hit of the season against Tarboro. He's 0 for 7 coming into tonight. He'll take that one on the outside corner. A delayed strike 3 call for out number 1. It's the first strikeout for Landon Higgerson, and that'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate now for Edenton. It's the 4th time now through the order for the Steamers. Stevens up for the 4th time. He's reached twice. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Stevens led this game off with a single. He's also walked. Grounded out his last time up. Trying to keep the line moving here with Alden Cottle over at first. The Steamers haven't scored since the 3rd. That one's down low to Stevens. 1-1 the count. Stevens leading off for the 2nd consecutive game. The 1-1. Foul tipped off the glove of Heath. 1-2 now the count. Steamers just hoping that Stevens can get on base, something that he does about as well as anyone on this team. Gets on at a .425 percentage. Second only to Nate Paulson and guys with enough at-bats to qualify. 1-2 pitch, he'll fight it off down the right field line. McFadden Ackman running back, Hilton moving over, and Hilton makes a nice running catch. Coming all the way from second base, he made the catch in foul territory for out number 2. That'll bring Chase Bruno up to the plate, still looking for his first hit tonight. Bruno reached as he was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout and a ground out. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Higgerson, the 2nd pitcher used by Tarboro tonight. As Bruno fouls that one straight back, 0-2. The River Bandits have had a lot of good relief pitching against Edenton this season. And Higgerson is just another one of those guys. The 0-2 inside on Bruno, 1-2 the count. Again, he's only still looking for his first hit of the night. He's got a hit in all but 2 games this season, does Bruno. The 1-2. That one's hit high in the air out towards right field. Moving back is Hoggard towards the wall. It's over his head and up against the wall. They're going to send Cottle from third. Here's the throw to the plate from Hilton. It's up high. And the Steamers are on the board here in the 6th. That's an RBI double from Chase Bruno. A much needed run. It's now 6-4 Tarboro. Alden Cottle able to score all the way from first and make the River Bandits pay for the error. As it looked like Hoggard thought he had it lined up and it went right over his head into the wall. And that'll bring Tanner Thatch to the plate. Thatch is 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of singles. He'll take the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Thatch started the game on the mound, now sitting in that DH spot for Edenton. The 1-0. Thatch takes low, 2-0. You could see him loading up. Higgerson doesn't want to make a mistake to the guy that leads the Steamers in home runs, leads the Steamers in RBIs. With the Steamers down by 2. 2-0 the count to Thatch. He'll ground that one the other way softly. It's handled by Johnson. Throw to first is in time to get Thatch by a step. For out number 3, the Steamers put one on the board here in the 6th. It's a RBI double from Chase Bruno. Will head to the home half of inning number 6 with the River Bandits ahead 6-4. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign him up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance. Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under, and they receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, and an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro. Here in the bottom half of the 6th, the Steamers chipped away at the River Bandits' lead thanks to an RBI double from Chase Bruno. It's now 6-4 as Nikki Wolking back on the mound for Edenton in his second inning of relief. And he's got to go through a big part of the lineup. 2, 3, and 4 in the River Bandits lineup due up. It starts with Hunter Mclean, who's 3 for 3 tonight. Mclean homered back in the first. He's got a couple singles since. So that one floats across for a called strike to Mclean, 0-1. 6 hits in 9 at-bats between the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the River Bandits lineup so far tonight. So Mclean swings and misses, 0-2 the count. Wolking mixing up the speeds a bit, went off speed on the first one. That time blows it right by Mclean. Trying to have him guessing here on this third pitch. The 0-2. Swung on, fought off towards second, handled by Bryce Stevens. His throw to first in time for out number 1. Wolking, the first man to send down Hunter Mclean tonight. And it's out number 1 here in the 6th. He's got another tough task here with Chase Heath coming up to the plate. Heath 2 for 3 in this game as a 2-run home run and a single. Heath swings and misses, 0-1. Wolking blowing it by guys early in this relief appearance, trying to keep his pitch count low. We'll see how far he can go. Again, he's already in his second inning. He's up over 20 pitches. As Heath calls for time, and Wolking waiting for him to get back in. Heath still not re-entering the box. As Wolking's ready to go, ahead 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2 now to Heath. Nikki Wolking filling up the strike zone, going right at the top hitters on the River Bandits. He got ahead of Mclean, and now he's ahead of Heath. 0-2 the count. The pitch. Swung on, grounded towards third, under the glove of a lunging Alden Cottle into left field. It's a one-out single for Chase Heath. It's his third hit of the night. And the River Bandits have a man aboard with one out in the sixth. Heath hit that one hard. Cottle reacted quick, but didn't have enough time to get over to it. And that'll bring Jarrett May up to the plate. Jarrett May's had a good night. He's reached all 3 times. He's got a solo home run and a couple of walks. He's brought in 2 runs in this game, with one being from that solo home run and one from a bases loaded walk as Kermode throws back on Heath. 1-0 the count as that pitch was up and out on May. That one to May is across for a called strike. Kermode thought about throwing over to first again, but it's a called strike. 1-1 now to Jarrett May. Wolking trying to get May out for the first time tonight. As now Wolking will throw over to first to try and keep Heath close. May again, 24 hits this season. 12 of them are home runs. As he takes outside, Kermode again thinks about throwing over. 2-1 the count to May. The 2-1. Inside on May, 3-1 the count. The Steamers coming back to Tarboro looking for their second win here at Tarboro Municipal Stadium. They lost the last matchup here about a week ago, 6-5. They're in another tight one tonight, trailing 6-4. Still plenty of time to put more runs on the board. But it's up to Nikki Wolking to try and keep it at a 2-run deficit. As May breaks his bat, floats that one into left field for a base hit. West will cut it off in the gap, and it's back-to-back singles for Tarboro. They've got runners at first and second with just one out. It's the second hit of the night for Jarrett May, the 9th hit overall for the River Bandits. That'll bring Liam McFadden-Ackman up to the plate. He brought home a run with an RBI ground out his last time up. Wolking talking with his middle infielders, trying to figure out who's going to cover the bag. It's Bryce Stevens playing second base, standing a bit behind second. Chase Bruno over at short, still ranged towards second. Steamers in double play position defensively. So that one's lined into right field. It'll drop for a base hit. Hips got it. He'll get it in quickly, so the runners will hold. And the bases are now loaded with one out in the sixth on 3 straight singles for Tarboro. And that'll bring Ty Barango up to the plate now for Tarboro. As the River Bandits are up to 10 hits in the game, 3 in this inning. Wolking trying to work out of a jam here in the sixth. That one inside on Barango, 1-0 the count. It's Chase Heath at third, Jarrett May at second, and Liam McFadden-Ackman at first. All reached on singles here in the sixth. One-0 pitch up high, 2-0 the count. Wolking shakes it off, trying to lock in here against Barango, who's still without a hit tonight. He's 0 for 2, and he's reached with a walk. And that one's taken at the knees for a called strike. A big pitch from Wolking. 0-1 the count. All 10 of the River Bandits' hits have come from their first 5 guys in the lineup. No hits from the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th spots. So that one's up high. 3-1 now the count. And Wolking will take a long walk around the mound. The Steamers have already walked in 1 run tonight. It was a bases-loaded walk for Jarrett May. Wolking's ready from the windup, the 3-1. Up high, ball 4. It's the second run the Steamers have walked in tonight. It is now 7-4 Tarboro. The Steamers have had some trouble with their control against the River Bandits this season. As that one just misses inside to Harrison Johnson, 1-0 the count. That walk for Wolking, now the 7th issued by the Steamers in this game. So that one's hit high on the third base side. Cottle gives it a look from third. It'll drift over the net and out of play. But it is a strike, and now it's 1-1 to Harrison Johnson. Johnson without a hit in this game, but he has reached twice. He was hit by a pitch and he's walked. He's the first batter that Wolking will see for the second time. He walked in his only plate appearance the first time against Nikki. And he takes that one on the inside corner, 1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2 the count. Once again, no hits from the bottom 4 in the River Bandits lineup, so it's been a lot of damage from those top 5 guys. The 2-2. Swung on, grounded over towards first, could be 2. Abbott comes home for 1, and Kermode wasn't able to throw back to first because Abbott had to come so far off to make the play at home. He does get the lead runner to keep a run off the board, and there's 2 outs in the inning. It was definitely the right play by Abbott, just tough positioning as the grounder took him a bit too far off, and with Stevens shaded towards the middle, he wasn't able to get over and cover first. That'll bring Dane Hoggard up to the plate with the bases loaded. And he'll let the first pitch come across for a called strike, 0-1. Hoggard still looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. The 0-1 is hit high in the air out towards right. Moving back his hip, he's under it, and he'll make the catch. Wolking limits the damage to just 1, but the River Bandits extend their lead back to 3. It's 7-4 Tarboro, heading to the 7th. Edenton IT has all your repair needs. Another cracked phone screen? They've seen it. A computer virus has taken over? They've battled it. Time for a software update? Hand it over. In dire need of family filtering? Well, every family could use some of that. Call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591 or visit them online at edentonit.com. No one likes to strike out by missing a Zoom call, losing data, having slow software, or just a broken computer. Once again, call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591 for all your computer service needs, or visit them at 203 South Broad Street in downtown Edenton. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro Municipal Stadium for this broadcast of Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Mila. Thank you so much for joining me tonight as the Steamers are battling with the River Bandits once again, trailing 7-4. It'll be 4-5-6 in the Steamers order due up. It's Nate Paulson leading things off. He'll take up high for a ball on the first pitch from Landon Higgerson, and he's ahead 1-0. Higgerson back in the game for his second inning of relief. As Paulson drills that one down the left field line, that'll get down for a hit. It'll drill all the way to the wall. Paulson is into second with a stand-up double, just what the doctor ordered for Edenton. That's a big leadoff hit, as that'll bring Tate Abbott up to the plate. A big at-bat for Tate Abbott, looking to put the ball in play. It's his first time against Landon Higgerson tonight. Abbott takes that one outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Abbott 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in this game. But with no outs, could move Paulson along or get another hit. He'll take that one low below the knees. 2-0 the count to Tate Abbott. At a field that he's hit well this season. He came into tonight hitting 7 for 14, a few extra base hits here in Tarboro. Maybe now with the righty on lefty matchup, he'll find some more success, as that one's inside. That ball nearly found him. 3-0 now the count. As we get later into this ball game, base runners matter a little bit more. Jackson Hipp waiting on deck. Could be the tying run. The 3-0 pitch is fouled away. Abbott was swinging 3-0 and he fouls it back. Tate Abbott had the green light there, got a pitch he liked, fouled it straight back. 3-1 now the count with Higgerson. The pitch. Abbott checks his swing. It's inside, ball 4. Tate Abbott draws a walk to put runners at first and second with nobody out. That'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate. He represents the tying run. He's already got a home run tonight with the Steamers down by 3. And there will be a long mound visit for Landon Higgerson. 1 run has come across against Higgerson already tonight, albeit unearned. As Alden Cotto reached on an air, he was knocked in on a double from Chase Bruno. And this crowd here, the largest Steamer-represented crowd here in Tarboro this season, just waiting for one big reason to erupt here in the 7th. Again, it's Nate Paulson down at second, who doubled. Tate Abbott over at first, who walked. Jackson Hipp is 1 for 3 tonight with a 2-run home run. Two of Hipp's 3 home runs this season have come against the River Bandits. He's got nobody out here in the 7th. He'll swing and miss on a pitch down and away. 0-1 the count. Higgerson stands in. That one's outside. It got through Chase Heath all the way to the fence. And the Steamers will take a couple extra bases. Runners at second and third now with nobody out. Well, that takes the force outs away from second and third and puts the Steamers base runners 90 feet closer, trailing by 3. Hip at the plate. He'll take that one in the dirt for a ball. 2-1. Higgerson came into tonight with a 4.8 ERA. Gets his 8th appearance of the season, tied for the most appearances for a River Bandit pitcher this season. So he's got a lot of experience. As Hip swings and misses, 2-2 the count. A big at-bat here for Jackson Hip with the Steamers down 3 and 2 men on. Still nobody out. The 2-2. Hip swings and misses as Higgerson went sidearm on that pitch to strike him out. It's the second strikeout for Landon Higgerson in the game, and that was a big one for out number 1 in the 7th. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate with 1 out here in the 7th. Kermode looking for that big swing for Edenton. He'll take that one in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 the count. Kermode has knocked in 4 runs this season. He's got a couple on a platter out there at second and third, just 1 out. Putting the ball in play should get a run home. He'll send that one high out towards center field. That'll get the job done. Moses moving in. He couldn't make the catch. It dropped in front of him. A single for Case Kermode brings home another run. It's now 7-5. Moses didn't react too quickly off the bat. It looked like he had it all lined up. And it dropped in front of him on 1 hop. It's an RBI single for Kermode, his 2nd hit of the night. And the deficit is back to 2 as Alden Cottle's up to the plate. The outfielder's really deep for the River Bandits, almost in a no-doubles defense here. Nearly at the fence at all 3 positions as Alden Cottle's up to the plate. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch, 0-1 the count. So Cottle's reached all 3 times tonight. He's been hit by a pitch twice. He also reached on an error. The 0-1 to Cottle outside, 1-1 the count. Cottle's hit well against the River Bandits this season. He's knocked in 7 runs against Tarboro this season. That's out of the 9 RBIs he has through the whole season as he swings and misses that one. 1-2 the count. The Steamers continue to try and chip away here in the 7th. They've put 1 on the board to make it a 2-run game. Higgerson's ready with the count 1-2. The pitch. Poke back towards the middle. Off the back of Higgerson. 1 run's going to get home, and they're going to get nobody out. An RBI single for Alden Cottle. It never left the infield. Tate Abbott comes home. It's now 7-6 Tarboro. It's the 2nd infield single that's brought home a run tonight. Nate Paulson had one earlier in the game. And the Steamers have now brought home 2 in the inning. It's 7-6. Tyler West up at the plate. West grounds that one towards short, could be 2. Barango flips to second for 1. Hilton's turn to first is in time. A massive double play for Higgerson on the mound to end the inning. The Steamers put 2 on the board here in the 7th. It's a 1-run game heading to the bottom half of inning number 7 in Tarboro. The Steamers are excited to announce a newfound partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. This season will mark our first annual jersey fundraiser for the organization. To coincide with our Chowan County Cantaloupes moniker, we'll be wearing special themed jerseys on all home Tuesdays at Historic Hicks Field. At our final home Tuesday on July 19th, we'll be auctioning off those Cantaloupes jerseys. All proceeds will go towards the summer programs that benefit the kids of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. We would like to extend a huge thank you to RC Theater's Albemarle Movies 8 for their sponsorship and support of the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you for your support of this great cause. And that next and final Cantaloupes game is in 2 days at Historic Hicks Field. Once again, those jerseys will be auctioned off. It's Tuesday the 19th. It'll be the fourth game the Steamers have been the Chowan County Cantaloupes this season. But back to the task at hand, the Steamers trailing by 1 here in the 7th. They put 2 on in the top half of the inning to make it a 1-run game. Nikki Wolking back on the mound for his 3rd inning of relief. It's funny, on the bus today as Nikki was walking past me, Coach Hill asked him, he said, "Can you give me an inning tonight?" And Nikki Wolking said, "I can do whatever you need me to do." And right now he's been the most effective pitcher for Edenton. So he'll be out there for his 3rd inning. He's thrown 41 pitches through his 2 innings of relief so far. And for Wolking, he'll go against the 9, 1, and 2 spots in the River Bandits order. Zeke Hilton leading things off in the 9 spot for Tarboro. He'll show bunt, he'll get it down fouled on the first base side. 0-1 the count. Zeke Hilton 0 for his last 13 against the Steamers, dating over the past 4 games. Trying to give the back half of this River Bandits order any hits. The 0-1 is fouled straight back, 0-2 the count. Wolking's done a good job getting ahead in counts as of late, and once again he's ahead 0-2 against Hilton. It's the 2nd time through that Wolking and Hilton have matched up. Wolking struck him out the only time they've matched up. That one's lined to the right side. Diving catch at second by Bryce Stevens. An impressive play for out number 1 to begin the 7th. Bryce Stevens with a leaping catch to his left. And that'll bring up the top of the River Bandits order. They've done a lot of damage at the top, this guy being one of them. James Moses up to the plate. Moses 1 for 3 in the game. He's also reached with a walk. He'll half swing and miss at that one. 0-1 the count. Still a lot of energy in that Steamers dugout in a 1-run ball game here on the road. First place on the line. That one's chopped back towards the middle, and it'll be cut off by Stevens from second. But it's a hit for James Moses, his 2nd hit of the night. He's now reached 3 times in this game, and the River Bandits have a man aboard with 1 out. It was back towards the middle. It was slow enough to get past Wolking, but not slow enough for the Steamers to make a play on it, or a bit too slow for them to make a play on it. That'll bring Hunter Mclean up to the plate. He's had a good night. 3 for 4 as he takes a called strike there. 0-1 the count. McLean's got a pair of singles and a solo home run in this game, but he grounded out the only time he's faced Wolking. As he checks up on Moses at first, the Steamers have done whatever it takes to keep James Moses close. They've thrown back on him a lot tonight. 0-1 pitch across for a called strike. 0-2 the count. So McLean went 3 for 3 against Thatch and Gibson. He's 0 for 1 against Wolking. Here comes the 0-2. Outside and away. 1-2 the count. Steamers have a bit of throwing going on in the bullpen. So once again, Wolking is normally a starter. He's thrown 48 pitches in relief tonight. But with the long layoff, he's been the most effective guy. Coach Hill trying to get the most out of him as that one's hit high in the air out to left. West moving back towards the wall. He's under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. That one was way up there from Mclean. He got a bit under it, and the wind is blowing out. So we've seen a lot of home runs already tonight. Some may have been helped by that wind blowing out towards left field. 2 outs here in the 7th as Chase Heath's up to the plate. Heath is 3 for 4 in this game, a couple of singles and a 2-run home run. And that one just misses low to Heath, 1-0 the count. Heath hitting in this 3-hole has done as much damage as everybody else here at the top. So he'll take that one in the inside corner for a called strike, 1-1. The top 4 guys in this River Bandits order, they've all reached at least 3 times in this game. This is now the 5th time through the order for the River Bandits offense. 1-1 pitch down and in for a ball, 2-1 the count. Again, Wolking's only relief appearance earlier this season was 1 1/3 against the Suffolk Voyagers. That was over a month ago on June 9th. So he'll throw over to first to keep Moses close. So it's a new role for him as he was a starter at Chowan University, made 12 starts this spring, throwing over 50 innings. He's up near 40 innings here in Edenton. And now he knows his team's in a position to make this final push, trailing by just 1, trying to keep the deficit at just 1 and get through the top of the River Bandits order just one more time. Good play. 2-1 the count to Heath. That one's outside. 3-1 now the count. Heath's hit with a lot of power against the Steamers in their last few games. He's got 4 combined home runs over the last 3 meetings. As Case Kermode will come and have a chat with Wolking because this is a big pitch. At 3-1, you don't want to walk Heath, but if you give him one across the plate, you don't want him to put it over the fence. So a lot to think about here with this 3-1 pitch. They want to get it right, so Kermode goes and has the chat. Wolking, the 3rd pitcher used by the Steamers tonight after Tanner Thatch went the first 3 as the starter. Blake Gibson went 1 inning of relief, and now Wolking working on what could be his 3rd inning of relief. The 3-1. Taken down in the dirt for a ball. Heath works a walk, and there's 2 on here in the 7th with 2 outs for Tarboro. That'll bring Jarrett May up to the plate. He's the only River Bandit in this game to reach every time tonight. He's walked twice, singled once, and hit a solo home run. He's got 2 on and 2 outs in the 7th. May takes at the knees for a called strike. Unhappy, I think, with himself for not pulling the trigger. 0-1 the count. He singled in his only at-bat against Nikki Wolking in this game. He's a big guy who can hit with a lot of power. The 0-1. Inside corner for a called strike. 0-2. May unhappy with that one as a bit of a delayed strike call goes the Steamers' way this time. 0-2 the count to May. Wolking nods his head. The 0-2. Swung on, hit high in the air, out towards center. Paulson moving back towards the gap. It's over his head and off the wall. Moses comes in to score. They'll hold Mclean at third, and Jarrett May does it again. It's his third hit of the night. The third run he's brought home, a long single for May. And it is now 8-6 Tarboro. On an 0-2 pitch, Jarrett May hit it a long way, and he only ends up at first on the hit. And that'll bring Liam McFadden-Ackman up to the plate with runners at the corners. The Steamers offense put a rally together to chip back into this lead and cut it to 1. It's back up to 2. As that one's up high to McFadden-Ackman, 1-0. He's 1 for 4 tonight. He did bring home a run on an RBI ground out a couple of innings ago. Here's the 1-0. Up high, 2-0 the count. Now to McFadden-Ackman. With his RBI tonight, McFadden-Ackman is now knocked in a run against the Steamers in 5 of the last 6 matchups. Seems to get the timely hits for this River Bandits team. 2-0 pitch popped up in the infield. Abbott's under it. Stevens is going to come over from second, and he makes the catch. A big catch for Bryce Stevens to limit the damage, but the River Bandits put another on the board. It's now 8-6 Tarboro as we head to the 8th. Hello and welcome back to this broadcast of Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Milai, and the Clams trail by 2 here in the 8th, looking for another rally against Landon Higgerson. They put 2 on the board back in the 7th, and they've got the top of the order due up here in the 8th. It'll all start with Bryce Stevens at the plate. Stevens takes inside for a ball to begin the inning, 1-0. Stevens has reached twice in 4 plate appearances tonight. He singled and walked in this game. He'll ground that one over to short on a couple of hops. Barango's got it. Throw to first is in the dirt, and it is not in time. Bryce Stevens hustling all the way. It's an infield hit for Stevens. And the Steamers have the leadoff man aboard. That's the 3rd infield hit of the game for Edenton on what seemed to be an average ground ball to short. Bryce Stevens booking it the whole way. And that'll bring Chase Bruno up to the plate for the 5th time tonight. Bruno blasted an RBI double out to right field his last time up. He'll take for a called strike, 0-1 the count. So Bruno 1 for 3 with that double. He also reached when he was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. It's his second time against Landon Higgerson tonight. He'll hit that one high in the air on the first base side, and it'll drop into the Steamers' bullpen and out of play. 0-2 now the count to Bruno. Now something to watch out for. When Higgerson gets ahead, we've seen him go sidearm a couple of times. We'll see if he changes up the arm angle here on Bruno. Bruno probably aware of that at this point. He's done it on a couple of guys. 0-2 the count. There's the sidearm, and that one's chopped over towards second. Hilton's got it. His throw goes to first, and it is not in time. McFadden-Ackman came off the bag. That one's an error as Zeke Hilton's throw took McFadden-Ackman off the bag. It's the third time Bruno's been aboard tonight. And the Steamers have 2 men on without a ball leaving the infield. Some great hustle from Bryce Stevens and Chase Bruno on seemingly harmless ground balls. And with Tanner Thatch coming to the plate, Grant Crosby's going to go out and have a chat with his pitcher. A long chat between the River Bandits head coach and Landon Higgerson. Tanner Thatch at the plate. He's 2 for 4 tonight. But once again, he's one of the most threatening hitters on this team. He leads the team with 6 home runs. He leads the team with 23 RBIs. What better position could he be in on what could possibly be his final game at Edenton with the Major League Baseball draft looming? Sets up quite a moment here in the 8th inning against a team the Steamers have struggled against all season. The Clams 2-5 against the River Bandits. Tarboro's won the last 3 matchups between the teams. A long meeting at the mound, and now Grant Crosby will take the ball from Landon Higgerson. And that'll do it for Higgerson. The Steamers have 2 on and nobody out in the 8th as we've got a pitching change for the River Bandits. We'll be right back. Who's ready to rock? The first annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 24th. We'll welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 4 p.m. that afternoon, PB&J will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 6 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 8. Advanced tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rockin' event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro, where things are heating up between the Steamers and the River Bandits. The Steamers have 2 men on, no outs here in the 8th. They are trailing by 2. They've been trailing for the last few innings here in Tarboro. Another pitching change for the River Bandits. Connor Vukovic comes into the game. And boy, has he been effective against the Steamers. His last time out, he went 3 1/3, allowed 1 hit, and struck out 10 against Edenton. He's one of the best relievers on this River Bandits team. And he's matched up with one of the best hitters on the Steamers, Tanner Thatch, up to the plate. This is as good of a matchup as it gets. Vukovic has allowed just 1 run all season. His first pitch to Thatch is outside for a ball, 1-0. And he is relieving Landon Higgerson, who is responsible for the 2 men aboard, so if either of them score, the runs will be charged to Higgerson. It's Bryce Stevens down at second, Chase Bruno over at first with Tanner Thatch at the plate. The 1-0. On the outside corner to Thatch, 1-1. Tanner's 2 for 4 today at the plate, a couple of singles. He started this game and went the first 3 innings on the mound for Edenton. The 1-1. Off speed, Thatch checks his swing, fouls it off, 1-2 the count. Vukovic can mix it up so well. He's got a breathtaking fastball, and when he throws an off speed like that, it can catch anyone off guard, especially on this lefty-lefty matchup for Thatch. Tanner trying to move things along here in the 8th. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Swing, and he misses, but it gets by the catcher, Heath. And the runners will advance. Thatch can't advance to first because first base was occupied. But the Steamers now move both runners into scoring position with 1 out here in the 8th. That'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate with 1 out and the tying run out at second. Thatch strikes out, but one way or another able to at least move these guys along. Runners at second and third. Paulson at the plate, doubled his last time up. And he'll take up high for a ball, 1-0. Thatch is, Paulson is 2 for 4 tonight, had that double and an RBI infield hit his first time up. Paulson swings and misses, 1-1 the count. Again, Vukovic has only allowed 1 run this season through 13 innings. This is his 8th appearance on the mound, tied for the most among River Bandits pitching. The 1-1. Paulson late on that one, 1-2 the count. The Steamers trying not to strand more runners. They've got 2 in scoring position. They had them both on with no outs. Now Paulson down, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, nearly got the feet of Paulson, 2-2 the count. The middle infielder's in the grass for Tarboro right now. Third base is Johnson. He's back behind the bag. So a ground ball to one of those guys should still bring a run home as well. 1-2 pitch is popped up in the infield. Moving over from first is McFadden Ackman. He's under it, and he'll make the catch as he goes to one knee for out number 2. And we've got a pinch hitter now for the Steamers. Jared Beebe up to the plate for Tate Abbott. Abbott was 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. This takes away that lefty-on-lefty matchup. And Jared Beebe's up at the plate. Coming in cold off the bench, trying to be the hero for Edenton. He'll take the first pitch for a called strike, 0-1. In Beebe's last game, he had a couple of plate appearances, went 0 for 1 with a walk. The last time he was here in Tarboro, he was 0 for 3. The 0-1, down low, 1-1 the count. Jared Beebe, hard to believe as effective as he's been this season. He's 1 for 17 against the River Bandits this season. That one hit was a 2-run home run. He's got the tying run out at second here in the 8th. The 1-1. Beebe sends that one high in the air down the third base line. Shallow left field. Back from short is Barango. He'll make the catch. Connor Vukovic comes into the game and strands 2 Steamers on the bases to preserve Tarboro's 2-run lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-6 River Bandits. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro for this broadcast of Steamers Baseball. The Clams trailing by 2 here in the home half of the 8th. Another pitching change for the Steamers. Gage Riddick comes into the game, the 4th pitcher used by Edenton tonight. He relieves Nikki Wolking, who went 3 innings on the mound, allowed 5 hits, walked 3, and allowed 2 runs to come home. Riddick comes into the game facing the part of the River Bandits lineup that's without a hit. He'll face the 6, 7, 8 spots in the order. The 6 through 9 spots in this River Bandits lineup do not have a hit in the game. So Riddick will try and continue to shut them down and keep this at just a 2-run deficit. Ty Barango up to the plate. First pitch is across for a called strike from Riddick, 0-1. For Riddick, this is his 9th appearance of the season. He's thrown 13 and 2/3 innings, a 2.63 ERA as a reliever. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. For Gage Riddick, this now marks his 5th appearance against the River Bandits alone. He's thrown over 6 innings, allowed 4 runs, and struck out 10 in those 4 prior appearances. The 0-2. Down in the dirt for a ball. 1-2 now the count to Barango. Again, he's without a hit, but he's walked twice. He also walked in a run his last time up. The 1-2. Off speed, ends up a bit outside. 2-2 now the count. Nobody throwing in the Steamers bullpen. Looks like this inning is all for Gage Riddick. And then if the Steamers are able to tie things up or even take the lead, I think it's still Riddick's 9th inning. 2-2 pitch, barely got a piece of it, fouls it off of Kermode. Barango had to lunge all the way out to get that one, and Kermode's going to take a bit of a walk near the plate. Kermode walks back behind the plate. Looks like he's about ready to go. Barango makes sure he's okay. Two and two the count. The pitch. Just a bit inside. Maybe it came across high. 3-2 now the count. Riddick trying to dot up the inside corner. Instead, the count fills up 3-2. The 3-2 to Barango. Down low, ball 4. He was able to work a walk. It's the 3rd walk drawn tonight by Ty Barango, and that'll bring Harrison Johnson up to the plate. The Steamers looking to hang around in this one. Their only win here in Tarboro was June 25th. It was a 12-4 win. Johnson will take that one on the inside corner, 0-1. They've lost 3 consecutive games to the River Bandits since then, including 2 here at Tarboro Municipal Stadium. So that one's outside. 1-1 the count now to Harrison Johnson. Again, the Steamers are 6-3 on the road this season overall. All 3 of those losses have come here in Tarboro. They've won their games in Clayton, in Wake Forest. They've won 3 times, at Lakewood Park. As Johnson will foul that one back, 1-2 the count. 5 of the Steamers' 7 losses have come at the hands of these River Bandits. And as close as the standings are, a win tonight for either side would put that team in first place in the PCL. 1-2 is grounded softly over towards first. Beebe into the game at first. His only play is to tag the bag for the first out. So it does move Barango into scoring position. So Barango now at second as Dane Hoggard comes to the plate. Hoggard 0 for 3 in this game, walked his first time up. That one's up high from Riddick, 1-0 the count. Gage Riddick coming into tonight has 5 straight scoreless appearances out of the pen as that one swung on and missed, 1-1. He had given up a couple of runs in 2 appearances in early June against the River Bandits, and ever since then, he's really locked in on the mound. 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back, and Riddick's now back ahead, 1-2 the count. Hoggard hitting 8th in the lineup for the Bandits tonight. He didn't play in Tarboro's 14-1 win the last time these teams matched up at historic Hicks Field in Edenton. Riddick with a long stare in on Kermode as time is called. Not sure if they're trying to mix things up with Barango down there at second. Here's the 1-2. Outside and low for a ball. 2-2 the count. Gage Riddick in his first inning of relief. He came in for Nikki Wolking, who through 3 innings allowed a couple of runs. The 2-2. On the outside corner, a delayed strike 3 call for out number 2. We've seen some delayed strike calls on both sides, but the Steamers benefit from that one. It's the first strikeout of the game for Riddick, the second strikeout for Hoggard at the plate. And that'll bring Zeke Hilton up to the plate. As if it bears much repeating, Hilton 0 for his last 14 against the Steamers. Lined out to second in his last at bat. He'll foul that one straight back, 0-1 the count. It was a diving catch by Bryce Stevens over at second to rob Hilton from a hit. You know Riddick would love to get the final out here to avoid having to face the top of the River Bandits order in this inning. The 0-1 pitch is across for a called strike, 0-2. Hilton's been good over at second base tonight until he had an error in the last inning that the Steamers weren't able to capitalize on as Chase Bruno reached on the play, but they couldn't bring him around to score. 0-2 the count. Riddick's pitch. Called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gage Riddick to wrap up the 8th. He pitches a scoreless inning of relief. We'll head to the 9th here in Tarboro with the Steamers down by 2. Fans, summer is here, and you know what that means. Graduation parties and cookout season. Bill Gardner's Biggs Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, graduation gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Thank you to Bill Gardner and Biggs Cadillac Buick GMC for their support of the Steamers and sponsoring our newest addition to historic Hicks Field. Hello and welcome back to Tarboro Municipal Stadium. Here in the 9th inning, the Steamers trailing by 2, going against Connor Vukovic on the mound. It's the 6th, 7th, and 8th spots in the order of the Steamers lineup due up. Jackson Hipp will lead things off for the Steamers. Hipp is 1 for 4 tonight. Hipp will foul that one straight back, 0-1. Hipp's only hit in this game was a 2-run home run, but right now the Steamers just trying to do whatever they can to get the tying run up to the plate, maybe out on the bases. The 0-1. Down low, 1-1 the count. The Steamers lost a close one here in Tarboro. In their last matchup at Tarboro Municipal Stadium, they lost 6-5 that night, had the tying run out at second. Couldn't bring them around. 1-1 is fouled straight back. 1-2 now the count to Jackson Hipp. Vukovic, the third pitcher used tonight by the River Bandits after Porter Brady went the first 5 innings, allowed 3 runs. Landon Higgerson went the next couple, allowed 2 earned runs, 3 total came across, and Connor Vukovic has come into the game to try and lock things down as he strikes out Jackson Hip looking for out number 1. Man, that's a tough at-bat as he peppers Hip with a bunch of fastballs and then takes a bunch of speed off of it to drop it across for strike 3. 1 out here in the 9th. Case Kermode up to the plate now for Edenton. Kermode's 2 for 4 in this game, a couple of singles. Kermode swings and misses, 0-1 the count. Vukovic has been one of those great relievers here for the River Bandits. It seems like head coach Grant Crosby always brings him in when these teams match up and the games get close. As Kermode swings and misses quickly, 0-2. A long stare in from Vukovic. The 0-2, swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down here in the 9th as Vukovic has his 3rd strikeout of the game. And the Steamers are down to their final out here in Tarboro as Alden Cottle comes up to the plate. Cottle's 1 for 2. He's got an infield hit. He's also reached 2 more times. He was hit by a pitch on 2 separate occasions as that one got up and in. 1-0 the count to Cottle. The 1-0 pitch bounces well before the plate. 2-0 to Cottle. The Steamers have Jeremiah Boyd in the on-deck circle. He'd be hitting for Tyler West if he can come up to the plate, and I think that's for one reason only, and that's to hit the ball over the fence. Alden Cottle trying to give him a chance to come up to the plate. The 2-0. Swung on, chopped over to third. It is a fair ball. The throw from Johnson from third is offline, and Cottle's into first. The game stays alive for Edenton. It was a tough play for Johnson over at third. It's another infield hit for Cottle. His 2nd hit of the night. And the Steamers bringing Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate to pinch hit for Tyler West. Jeremiah Boyd, 2nd on the Steamers with 4 home runs this season. He's 0 for his last 5 against the River Bandits. Boyd will foul that one off to the left side, 0-1. This season, Boyd hitting a tick under 300 at 299 with 8 extra base hits. Steamers hoping he has one big swing left in him. Against Connor Vukovic. The 0-1. Boyd chops it foul again, 0-2. Jeremiah Boyd and the Steamers down to their final strike here in the 9th. Trailing by 2 to the River Bandits. A long pause. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Boyd able to keep up with that fastball and stay alive. Not a lot left to say here in the 9th as Vukovic now up over 23 pitches. Boyd waits. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Vukovic went off speed on Boyd, and he wraps up the game with his 4th strikeout of the night. The Steamers fall again in Tarboro by a final of 8-6. The River Bandits move to 18-7 overall, 6-2 against the Steamers, and they lengthen their first place lead. They're now 10-3 in PCL play and are sitting in sole possession of first place. The Steamers fall to 19-8 overall, 15-8 in PCL play, 2-6 now against Tarboro. 6 of the Steamers' 8 losses have come against the River Bandits. 4 have come here at Tarboro Municipal Stadium. The Steamers drop a close one here to the River Bandits, and they'll have the day off tomorrow before being back in action at home on the 19th, Tuesday, against the Norfolk Redbirds. That'll be the final Showan County Cantaloupes game of the season, so make sure to either come out to the field or check it out here on YouTube at 7 p.m. But that'll do it for tonight as the Steamers fall 8-6 to Tarboro. Have a good night.